Okay, so I was really fired the fuck up when I first heard this. This is about the whole Jay-Z and Beyonce sitting down during the national anthem. I'm gonna sit there and just address something right fucking now, right from the start. All these different black media outlets that are defending them, that are defending this whole, you can, you should be able to sit where you want and you don't have to stand for the national anthem. Shut the fuck up. That goes for each and every single goddamn fucking one of you. That just pisses me off to no fucking end, because it's like Smith is saying, you know what, you can just continue the fuckery. That shit pisses me off. Now, I feel like, granted, Beyonce and Jay-Z did it. They explained, Jay-Z tried to give some sort of half-assed excuse of why he did that, saying something along the lines of he got a phone call. So he just had to take it right then and there. And I guess that goes for his fucking wife too, right? They just all had to listen on a conversation. Some bullshit excuse. And it was one of those things where it was like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know which one is worse. The fact that you gave that bullshit excuse, or it, like, I almost would have just rather him just not give any fucking thing. Now, granted, no, that was just a bullshit excuse. Now I was listening to on the Breakfast Club. This guy Charlemagne, by the way, really fucking pisses me the fuck off. Like, really pisses me the fuck off. So he comes out his mouth talking about, oh, well, they shouldn't have to explain themselves, and who are they, and the national anthem is this and that. He came out his mouth and practically said the national anthem was fucking racist. And see, that's just some shit that just makes me want to bash his goddamn head into a wall. But the thing that really just bothers me is that they feel like it's, like, especially with the whole football thing. People, not standing up for the national anthem and kneeling and stuff like that. Here's the thing. I feel like there's a time and a place when you want to decide to protest. I don't feel like you should just do it whenever the hell you feel like it. I agree that there's a time and a place for it. Especially in football. Here's the thing. I'm not a football fan. I'm not a sports person, but I do believe when people do get together for those type of things, those type of events, and you're getting together for, to celebrate sports and camaraderie and all this other stuff like that, it's like that's what you're there for. You're not there to sit there. Like, I didn't come there to sit there and listen to a political speech about whatever it is that you're protesting. I remember maybe a couple years ago, on The View, they was talking about this, and I think one of the women from Full House was practically saying that, she was bothered by it for the simple fact that, like, if they were at a different event, and this woman is very spiritual, very religious and stuff like that, and she was like, if I decide to start pulling out the Bible and start talking about this, that, and the third, it's like they didn't come there for that. They came there for whatever they came there for. And it really stuck with me, because it's just, I just feel like there's a time and a place for it. And having people sit there and say, oh, well, you don't have to, it's not necessary, and you should be able to stand up for your beliefs and your religious rights and all this other stuff like that, like, here's the thing. As far as, like, the national anthem and all that other stuff, like, as far as me, as my beliefs goes, do I think this is a perfect country? No. No, I do not. It has its problems just like every other country, but I'd rather be here than any other place in the world. There's a lot of times I don't see eye to eye with Wendy Williams, but, on that topic of, them not standing for the national anthem, and practically like, listen, if you don't like this place, there is a whole bunch of other places in the world you can go to. Now, I'm not sitting there saying if you don't like it, go somewhere else. I'm just saying, like, I disagree with people kneeling and people not standing up for the national anthem. I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm not going to sit there and say you're a shitty person, you're a bad person because you don't believe in what I believe, and, you know, like you standing up for the national anthem. I'm not going to sit there and say you're a shitty person. I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that, and I really disagree with these, you know, some of these black media outlets like Power 105, like Hot 97. I'm pretty sure Ebro is gonna come out and say some fuckery about that shit too, and how he supports Jay-Z and he supports Beyonce, and you know, you don't have to stand, you know, all these fucking, what, you know, another problem with groups like that, especially like the Breakfast Club and Hot 97, you know, their morning shows, is that they like to have the listeners call in and, you know, weigh in on their opinions about things. But the minute that they disagree with them, they are immediately shut down. You know, and it's almost as though they want to, you know, they give this idea that they want to have different debates and different topics, and at the end of the day, they just want a fucking echo chamber. So that shit just really fucking pissed me off. I was gonna talk about the whole, you know what, fuck it, I guess I'll talk a little bit about the whole Monique thing, since I'm on the topic of fuckery. So she wrote a letter to Oprah Winfrey about Oprah Winfrey not being part of the documentary, about this new Russell Simmons documentary. And you know, it's just this long, drawn out, bitter letter snipped in saying, you didn't stand me with this, you didn't stand with me when they were blackballing me, you didn't stand with me for that, you're not standing for women of color, you're not, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, Monique is actually getting another opportunity to do a stand-up special for Showtime. One I will not be watching, but she's getting another opportunity to fucking do a show. And here's the thing, after the whole debacle with Netflix suing Netflix because she didn't get what she wanted, and, you know, then her snitch trying to make a fucking bullshit movement out of this, you would sit there and think that no one practically would want to work with this woman again. And why would they? Why would somebody want to work with you if you don't get what you want? You don't get if you don't get what you want, you're gonna blast them on social media. You're gonna sit there and start trying to boycott them. You're gonna sit there and try to sue them. You would think that nobody on this fucking earth would want to work with you. But Showtime wants to work with her, and yet she still has to be this bitter ass woman that's just like, it never ends with this woman. It never fucking ends with this woman. This is the reason why I don't like Monique at all. I don't like her. I don't like what she stands for. Here's the thing. If I felt like she actually stood for what she always claims what she stands for, then I'll probably be more behind it. You know, as far as like, you know, supporting black women and women of color and stuff like that, I'll be all for that, okay? This is not about that. This is about her not getting what she wants, and then her snitch trying to claim, oh, sexism, and you're not doing this with sisters, and, you know, playing the black card and playing the race card and playing the gender card is not something that I stand for. So to say that I'm not a Monique fan is an understatement. You know, the problem with Monique and Jay-Z not standing and Jay-Z and Beyonce not standing for the flag and for the national anthem and stuff like that is that it's a bigger problem. It's a bigger problem than just Monique. You know, yes, Monique, she's a terrible person. But the problem is when people start using the race card, when people start using the gender card to try to get what they want, it bothers me. It bothers the hell out of me. You know, it does. It's the same thing with certain feminists that will sit there and say they want equal rights, but then they want special treatment. You know, you want to sit there and claim you want equal rights, but then you don't want to see a situation where, you know, a man is not there trying to defend himself from a woman and hits her. You don't want that case, but yet you want equal rights. It's like, you can't have it both ways. And it really fucking pisses me off. It does. You know, I say this with very little solutions. And I'll probably, you know, I'm so fucking pissed off that I can't even sit there and really fucking think straight. I don't know. I guess I'm just a passionate person. But that shit just pisses me the fuck off. It really does. I'm trying not to curse so much because, like, if you have to curse all the time, then you don't really know how to communicate. Like, if you have to drop the F-bomb every 5 minutes. But, I don't know. This whole Beyonce and Jay-Z thing just bothers the hell out of me. And, of course, they're going to have their rabid dog fans that, you know, if they disagree with anything, like, if you disagree with anything that Beyonce has to say, you know, they'll go on your timeline, they'll put B emojis and shit, because that's what kind of rabid dog piece of shit fucking fans that she has. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna sit there and attack all her fans, okay? I'm not gonna attack all her fans or all Jay-Z fans, but the rabid dog ones that want to get on social media and start coming after people because they disagree with what their famous celebrity thinks, those are the fucking people that I have an issue with. So of course they're gonna sit there and come to the defense. You're gonna have some of these black media outlets gonna be like, oh, they don't have to stand and, you know, blah 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 blah, and it's about religious rights, and it's about, you know, like I said, when Charlamagne came out of his mouth and was they talking about how the national anthem was racist, I was like, please explain to me where it's racist. Now, granted, if it's some person that's racist, go right ahead, point it right to me. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any racism in the national anthem. I don't. And he comes out of his mouth talking about I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I was like, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? You know, he's not there laughing like it's a fucking joke. And it's like, the only joke at the end of the day is you. Because you're nothing more than a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite and you're a racist. You are a hypocrite and a racist. You have been like that for years. And when people call you out on it, you want to sit there and start trying to defend yourself with bullshit statements like, oh, freedom of speech and all this other bullshit. You know? Even a whole thing when he comes out of his mouth and it's like black privilege. Even a book named Black Privilege, I find that to be uneasy. You know, when you talk about, if it's a privilege to be black. Now, if somebody came out of their mouth and sit there and say it's a privilege to be white, he'll be the first person. 1 second. He'll be the first person that would sit there and claim racism. You know? He'll be the first person to sit there and claim racism. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of who you are and proud of where you come from and stuff like that, your background, your race, or whatever. I'm not saying that, but it's keywords that he uses that if somebody else was to use those same words, you'll be sitting there claiming racism. I mean, he's not the only person, obviously. There are other people that will sit there and say, oh, well, that's racist, you know, you people always sit there and say that, and it's like, if you don't like racism, don't support it, you know? Even something like his books with this, saying black privilege, is racist. It is. It's fucking racist. There's no denying about that. But yet this guy comes on, you know, he comes on the radio every day with that fucking speech, you know, with that type of mentality. But yet he'll be the first person to sit there and will want somebody else fired for that same mindset. And it bothers the hell out of me. Like, this whole, I'm not saying reverse racism because that's just fucking idiotic, but this whole, this whole racism thing, even from black people, just fucking pisses me off. And this comes from a fucking black person. So, that's just my thoughts.